Many people think that human beings in our present form were created by a fiat in a twinkle of an eye. It never worked like that. They further confuse matters by leaning on the understanding that only one single individual, called Adam, was created on the sixth day. Little do they realize that the physiology of human beings, as we see it today, has gone through millions of years of adaptation or improvement and will possibly not be like this in the future. We are changing every time. Adam, or ADN, in the original Hebrew text, refers to humanity, not just a single individual, but it refers to humanity or human species who have common characteristics. Billions of virgin spirits, pure but inexperienced spirits, were differentiated in God in the beginning, whose dwelling places today include this earth planet. So, the differentiation of God within himself is not for only this earth planet. There are beings on other planets. They were also differentiated, just as we were also differentiated. The seven spirits before the throne have charge of them all on the various planets and moons. The seven spirits before the throne, being the planetary gods of Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune, take charge of all these differentiated spirits, also clothed in flesh, but not as we are on this earth planet. The throne of God, being the sun, the physical manifestation of the God of our solar system. So when we're talking about the throne, the physical manifestation of the God of our solar system, that throne is the sun. The testimony that many people populated the earth from the beginning was in the story of Cain and Abel. And we read from Genesis chapter 4, verse 14 to 16, which mentions that Cain, in his response to God, said the following: "Behold, thou hast driven me out of this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord said unto him, Therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him." Furthermore, we are told in verse 17 that, "And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. And he builded a city, and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch." These are the big questions, the big issues. 1. Who were in reference when Cain expressed that his life was threatened? B. How did these people get there if only two individuals, who incidentally were both males, were born of Adam and Eve at that time? C. Where did Cain later get his wife? It all points to the fact that there were many people inhabiting the earth from the very beginning. No new spirits are being differentiated in God at this time, until all things are dissolved by the Father for the cosmic night, which is the rest of the universe. Just as we also rest when we sleep, and the spirit also takes rest when it goes into the invisible world, shedding this physical body, so does planets and universes also go into rest. That rest is what we call the cosmic night. After that, after the rest, a new day of manifestation will begin on a spiral note, which means that the activities that were carried out before the rest, those activities will be continued, but on a higher scale. It is not a repetition. They will continue, but on a higher scale after rest. So when spirit takes a new embodiment during birth, it does not mean a new creation per se. When a child is born, it does not mean that a new creation has been done by God. A new spirit has been differentiated in God. No. It is the same spirit that was in physical embodiment, going and coming back to earth in the cycle of rebirth. So, for now, a human being dies and comes back as a human being. An animal as an animal. Plant as plant. And F80 as F80. Yet there is an ongoing improvement in the spiral movement towards perfection, union with God, and adding value to the Godhead. Friends, let us summarize what we have said so far to bring part 1 to a conclusion. What are the takeaways? There is no death to the spirit, but the material bodies it is using in the various worlds are dropped when they become unresponsive to the will of the spirit. Death was not part of the original plan for humanity. In our journey through matter, death was not part of it. Humanity disobeyed God and had its consciousness of the external world opened prematurely. From the moment we became externally conscious, death emerged because we could no longer see things beyond the physical world into the spiritual realm. Death has become a fearsome phenomenon throughout the human history. But the advent of Christ Jesus was to save the planet Earth and show humanity how to overcome death at the end. Eventually, humanity shall overcome death. There are various theories of death: the materialistic theory, the scientific theory, the theory of theology, and the theory of rebirth. Each theory has its limitations, but by far, the theory of rebirth provides a more logical understanding into the cycle of life and death. We hope you have learned something new in this lecture. If you have any suggestions or questions, do not hesitate to post them in our comment section. Let us meet again for part 2.
Filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see. Whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all this.